A very good morning, children. Welcome back to today's session. As we are continuing our chapter Light Shadow, page number lesson number 15. So, in previous class we have learned about the opaque substance, transparent substance, and translucent substance. And I asked many of the children to write the definitions of this. But whatever I am writing on the board, just simply you're copying it. Not like that. You have to learn the definition. And with examples you have to write. But many of the children have not done in this way. So, okay. The substance like paper, plank, wood, these are called as opaque substance. And what does they do? They don't allow light to pass through them. So, and they form shadows. This is about the opaque substance what we have learned. Next, transparent. The substance like glass and air that allows light to pass through them and they don't get their shadows. These are called as transparent substance. Like example, mirror. When you look into your mirror, what happens? Can you see your shadow in the mirror? No, it is a transparent. Mirror is a transparent one and it allows light to pass through it. So, we cannot see the shadow. We can see the image. What you are able to see the exact picture is called the image. Manam chuskoodam image. Right. This is about the transparent one. And translucent means like oily paper, plastic, scale and like that. They form the shadows but they may not be clear. And partial, that means only some of the light passes through it. Partial means half. So, the light passes only partially and you can see the image also partial. That is, it may be not clear. So, it is called as a translucent. And here, page number 154, we are continuing our chapter. Observe figure number 2. Write whether the sheet held by the boy is transparent, translucent or opaque below each of the pictures. Think and guess. Write in table number 1 which objects in your classroom and at home form shadows, which do not form shadows and which form an unclear shadow. Here you can see in the picture figure number 2. The first picture, the boy holds a paper and second picture the boy holds a mirror and the third one he holds a oily paper. It is clear here. You can look at the picture and you can see this is the paper, this is the mirror and this is a oily paper. Now objects which form shadow. In 3 of them, which objects will form shadow? And next one, objects which form unclear shadows, objects which don't form shadows. So here picture number 1, he hold a paper, that means it is a opaque substance and it forms shadow. And figure number 2, second picture, he is carrying a mirror, it is a transparent one and it forms shadow. And third one, he is holding a translucent paper, it may be a oily paper or plastic one. So, partial image can be formed. So, in this way, we have to write. So, second picture, here figure number A, B, C. So, objects which form shadow is A, objects which form unclear shadows is C, objects which do not form shadow is B. Check the above objects in sunlight to verify your guess and make corrections. After checking, give you examples for transparent, translucent and opaque substance. Here you have to write the examples for transparent, examples for translucent and examples for opaque one. Thus we see that all the objects do not form shadows. By this what we have understood that all the objects will not form the shadows. Only opaque objects form shadows. Only opaque objects will form shadows. We need a source of light and an opaque object to get a shadow. To form a shadow, what does we need? We need a source of light and an opaque object. Light okati unte shadow form avutunda? Not like that. We need an opaque object also. Are sources of light and an opaque object enough to get shadows? If source of light is there and opaque object is there, is that enough to get the shadow? No. Do we need something more? Yes, we need something more. What is that? Let us see. Activity number 3. Do this activity in a dark room with a torch and a book. Focus the light on the book with a torch and the figure shown in the figure number 3. Keep the distance about 30 cm between the book and the torch. Where do you find the shadow of the book in the room? So here you have to hold a torchlight in one hand and in other hand you have to hold a book. And this is a opaque, book is a opaque substance and the torchlight is the source of light. It is forming a shadow. But where? It is forming shadow on the wall. that wall is called as screen. That wall is called as screen. Now as I told that you can see the shadow of the book. Here you can look here. I am holding a book and we are having the tube light, source of light. You can see the shadow, no? This is the shadow of the book, right? See? This is the shadow of the book. But where are you able to see the shadow of the book? On the wall. This wall is acting like a screen. And this is said to be a screen. Now put the torch under the book at the distance about 30 centimeters. Where do you find the shadow of the book this time? Like this, figure number 4. Do the same activity in open air at night. Where are the shadows formed in this situation? In the figure number 4, you can see the shadow on the slab. So that slab is also acting like a screen. Now they are asking to do same activity in the open air like on the terrace. Do you see a shadow in the open air when the torch is under the book? If not, why? So when you do this activity, when you hold a book in one hand, when you hold a torch light and just you keep like this, shadow is formed. Here source of light is there and here opaque object is there. But where can you see the shadow? To see a shadow, we need a screen. Right? If you do this in the open air, where can you see the shadow? We cannot see the shadow in the open air. Everyone do one thing. Today evening, you have to definitely find out this. Not only just teacher is saying and you're listening. It's a very simple one. Now take a mobile torchlight or torchlight and a book and go on to the terrace and the open air. You try to find out the shadow. You can find that shadow is formed but it is not visible to you because it is in the open air. That means it is not having a screen. So in that case, what you have to do? Place a drawing sheet or a plank at a distance of 1 meter above the book and try to find the shadow of the book. So at the time, ask your sibling to hold a screen. It may be a wooden pad or it may be a cardboard or anything. Do you find the shadow of the book if you remove the sheet? What did you understand from the above activity? So here you can look at the figure number 5. You can see the shadow on the wooden plank. So what did you understand from this activity? We understand that only light and opaque objects are not enough to form the shadow. In addition to this, we need a screen. In the above activity, we used a drawing sheet or a plank to get the shadow. So this is what we have learned now about the screen. In our day-to-day life, we observe many shadows on the surface of the earth. In all these cases, the earth is a screen. Yes, when you walk on the road, you can see the shadow of the trees, buildings, your bag, or it may be anything, etc. Many of the shadows you are able to see. Where on the earth, that means on the ground you are able to see. So here our earth is acting like a screen. Our earth is acting like a screen and the source of light is the sun. And we are all the opaque objects. Right? Do you know shadow puppetry is one of our traditional recreational activities. In this, some puppets are used to form shadows on a screen and a story is narrated with the help of these shadows. Observe figure number 6. Try to make puppets and to show shadow puppet show in your school. Yes. Nowadays, we are not able to go to these type of activities, traditional activities. So, in olden days, when there were no televisions and all, the people used to make a puppet show like Ramayanam or Mahabharatam or any story. They used to narrate the story by just moving these puppets at the back of the screen. The screen was only white color cloth. Now you can see in many movies that they are showing it, right? In many movies they will be showing, no, like example, if they when the child in the childhood stories they will be showing that the children will go to the puppet story and all, no. So here you can look at this, the back of the screen they were holding some puppets and the man is pulling it forward and front and he is explaining about the story of this person. So this was very special in those olden days when there were no televisions. You can ask your grandma or someone about this and get the information from them. Next, can we guess the object by observing its shadow? Observe the shadows in the given number figure 7a. Guess and write the names of the objects. Yes, they have given the shadows of some objects. Can you guess by looking at this? Many of us may be guessing, but sometimes we cannot guess. But the real images are at the down. So this is the nail, and see this is just like a dog, but it is a hand. Okay, these are also hands, but it's like a bird, and this is a ball, and this is a tree. So here you can see the shadows, but always we cannot look at the shadows and we cannot guess the objects, right? When you look at this, you can say that it is a bird, but it is the shadow of the hand. So what do you find? Were you able to guess the objects correctly in all cases? No, we cannot guess the objects in all cases correctly. You must have wondered when you compared your guesses and actual objects of which shadows are formed. You may notice that the shadows that look like a bird and animal are actually formed by hand. So with the help of our hands, it is just like this, no? When you keep your hand like this, you can see the shadows of a hand like a dog. So try to form similar shadows with your hand. What can you conclude from the above activity? Can we guess the object by observing its shadow? No, it is concluded that we cannot guess the shadows. We cannot guess the object's name by looking at the shadow. Sometimes it may be wrong. Next, activity number 4, color of a shadow. Take 4 balls of equal size but different colors. Try to form shadow of each as shown in the figure number 8. Ask a friend who is facing the screen and able to see the ball to guess the color of the ball. Is your friend able to guess the color of the ball correctly? Is it possible to guess the color of the object by observing its shadow? If not, why? So, now this is in a brown color, and if I ask you to see the shadow and tell the color, is it possible? No. See, always the shadow is in black color, right? If you take a hand, if you take a book, or if you take any type of material, but it is not possible to say the color of the shadow because always shadows are black in color. It not represents the object's color. Shadow is an area where light is absent. Why the shadow is black in color? Because this is the shadow place and here the light is absent because this book is obstructing the light rays, no? So here the light is absent. That's why it is always black in color. Hence the shadow is colorless irrespective of the color of the object. The object may be having different colors but the shadow is not having any color. We have seen that we can't guess the object by observing its shadow. Can we guess the shape of the shadow that would be formed by an object? Let us see in the next class. So this is all for today. We have learned about the color of the shadow and about the importance of the screen and of the guessing of the objects by looking at the shadow. So today you have to write the question and answers of this lesson from the workbook, question number 4, 5 and 6. Question number 4, 5 and 6. These 3 questions learn and write one time neatly from your workbook. And when you are sending me the homeworks, please mention your name, class, session, definitely. Thank you, children.